everybody, this is Megan Marie from woodyandmarie.com with my new chef's hat that my brother got me as a Christmas present. Today we're making one of my favorite low FODMAP dishes because I love chili and I so miss it because it's really hard on my stomach because of all of the beans that you have in there, and you typically have a lot of like garlic and also hamburger meat, which has a lot of fat. So it's really difficult to eat chili when you are on a low FODMAP diet, and especially if it's spicy. So a lot of factors that can go into what makes chili trigger IBS symptoms. And so today we're making a delicious low FODMAP turkey and sweet potato chili. And if you don't like sweet potato, that's fine because you really cannot taste it with all of the other ingredients. It kind of just takes on the taste of whatever else you have in your chili. But you can also leave it out, that's totally fine. You don't have to have sweet potato in here, but it does give you a little bit more texture and makes it a little bit thicker, and it's really good for you anyway. If you're on a low FODMAP diet, you probably know that sweet potato can be high FODMAP in certain quantities. So we are going to try to keep our quantity down in this recipe. So this is really simple to make, and you really don't need a ton of ingredients or a lot of prep. We're going to prep our sweet potato and our red bell pepper, and then I just have some ground turkey that I'm going to make, put some spices in there, and we have a ton of canned items. So we have some diced tomatoes, some tomato sauce. I just always keep diced tomatoes and tomato sauce in my cabinet because I use them for almost every recipe. Green chilies, believe it or not, are low FODMAP. And we're not going to use all of this corn because corn can be high FODMAP in certain quantities, and we're going to wash and drain this as well. So yeah, this is pretty much the majority of what's going to be in our turkey chili, and then you can pair this with some tortilla chips, which are low FODMAP, so that's perfect, and it goes really well together, and trust me, it is really, really good. So if you haven't been able to eat chili in a while because you're on the low FODMAP diet, this is going to be a really great recipe. I probably make this once every like month or two because I love it so much. It's like one of my go-to recipes. All right, so let's get started. Prepare your red bell pepper by cutting the top off, removing the seeds from inside, and then dicing the bell pepper into bite-sized pieces. We're going to do the same with our sweet potato. After peeling the sweet potato, go ahead and cut it into bite-sized pieces as well. This is going to take a lot of upper body strength that I do not have, so make sure you have a sharp knife and be very careful. Sweet potato is low FODMAP in half-cup servings. This is quite a large sweet potato, so if you cannot handle mannitol very well, then make sure you measure this out precisely or grab a smaller sweet potato. Now that our veggies are prepared, we're going to go ahead and get started on the turkey. In a large pot that we'll use for the chili, you can go ahead and brown your turkey before adding in the red bell peppers. Saute those for a bit before adding in your spices. It's important to use red bell pepper in this recipe because other colors of bell peppers actually have higher FODMAP content, whereas red bell pepper doesn't have any detectable FODMAPs. Sprinkle in a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of cumin, a quarter teaspoon of gluten, onion, and garlic-free chili powder, a quarter teaspoon of paprika, and don't forget to mic drop that bay leaf. Stir it around before we add in some of our canned goods. Pour in a 14.5-ounce can of petite diced tomatoes with the juice, 4-ounce can of green chilies, and 1 cup of canned corn. A cup of tomato sauce that is onion and garlic free with 3/4 cup of water, and then we can add in our sweet potato before we bring this back to a boil. Once everything is mixed together and we've brought this back to a boil, we're actually going to cut the heat and put the top on and let it simmer for about 30 minutes or until the sweet potato is tender. Give it a good taste test and we'll plate it up with some tortilla chips. This recipe and others like it can be found on woodyandmarie.com.